Frame Raider.
Last time on Frame Raider, we took a look at some Serious Sam 2 mods created by Nathan Brown, who was eventually hired by Crow Team for his efforts. Today we're going to be looking at other community-made mods that are in many ways similar to his. Total conversions. Projects that aim to make Serious Sam 2 closer to the preferences of its community. As someone who considers this entry to be a bit weak on its own, I've dabbled in its mods for many years. So let's take a look at some of the more noteworthy ones. Starting with Classic Serious Sam 2, released in 2007 by Budamaster, who now goes by the name Gerber, something like that. Classic Serious Sam 2 was developed in order to make the game, as he put it, more serious. Probably should have used the word random, because there is no discernible rhyme or reason to its development that I can make out. At one point, there was the idea to make all weapons as close to their classic counterparts as possible. But then there was this poll where he asked the forum what weapons they'd like to see brought over from other games. He included classic enemies, he included Doom enemies, he made some vehicles, he made some new maps, he made freaking Terminator robots. Then there was, whatever the heck this is, the classic Serious Sam 2 triple feature. Who was in the Matrix? Serious Sam is 300. Marauder Infest. All I can find of these is this video he uploaded to his channel of Serious Sam is 300. The mod was meant to have a final release which never came out, so a majority of its teased content we will never see in action. The latest unfinished release of the mod featured some arcade maps, which to me represented his highest quality of work. These are essentially a precursor to Serious Sam HD's survival mode. Arcade maps give you a taste of what you'd see in the campaign, like the enemies and weapons. It's the best way to jump in and find out whether you care enough to play the main game here. Considering how much attention was put into ideas outside of the campaign, I didn't know what to expect. This was my first time trying it out. Greetings everyone, and welcome to my 100% playthrough of Classic Serious Sam 2 on the Serious difficulty setting. My first course of action will be to sacrifice this child. So this is a smart bomb, which replaces the grenades. It takes longer to detonate, and I'm not sure why it exists. Move forward to find orc soldiers that have been cosmetically changed to resemble beheaded rocketeers. Their other variations can be found throughout the campaign.
Look at me! I'm a big dumb barbarian! I have a god called Crom! Beware my...
Cucurbido orcs? Not bad. Lizards are replaced by Gnars, strangely using the lizard sound effects though. So, Serious Sam 2 has physics associated with its gore, which causes it to slide around.
Here's a Unilever bag.
It's the reason gibs disappear so quickly in this game, because when they don't... What the fuck?!
Secret item has been collected.
A evil creature snatched your bomb. What are you talking about? Oh, you can't use it. I guess Budamaster doesn't like the serious bomb. He should join Crow Team. Alright, let's take a look at this mod's options. Oh my god, there are at least 20 different selections to make here. I swapped out the Uzis for the classic Tommy guns, which was cool. There's a double-barreled shotgun model here, which is something. Should take this time to mention, most of the weapons have had some type of alteration to make them more in line with the classics. For the most part, slowing down their rate of fire. It doesn't work for Serious Sam 2's combat. You'll often find yourself getting overwhelmed. Use classic kamikaze? What's this then? I have no words. I can't be the only one that finds this a little bit unnerving. Oh, here's a time lock model that the developer placed at every checkpoint in the game. On his website, he says he doesn't like how Sam just appears out of nowhere, so use these for world building. Unfortunately, on occasion, they'll get you stuck, so that's cool. Here's what the kamikazes look like when you disable the classic option. I feel that these are an improvement over the traditional Serious Sam 2 design. Budamaster also made a pretty convincing new wearable model, which I like a lot. Bull soldiers have been replaced by T-Mechs. Yeah, there is some good in this mod beyond the nonsense. Then you get to the martial arts zombies who spurt both red and green blood at the same time. The mod is filled with strange oversights like this. Think we could have done with less zumbles here. So here's the flamethrower Budamaster created. Rather, he converted it from an NPC weapon. Not a bad idea. The text on its side is mirrored, though. It's extremely powerful and should have been balanced a bit more, but otherwise, great concept. I'm not sure how to summarize what I played. It's a complete and utter mess. One minute you'll think, okay, this ain't so bad. The next, T-posing kamikazes. I don't think anyone bothered playing this mod for the campaign. The included arcade maps are where it's at, but even then. Let's go in order, starting with the map Corridor. Not the sort of corridor I was expecting. Yeah, a moment ago I said there's quality in these, but realistically there's only as much quality as you can get from classic Serious Sam 2. It's still a mess. I'm not sure what was intended here. All pickups are scattered across the map and your mobility is very limited. You do have access to serious speed power-ups, but I was only able to collect one each time before dying. There's not enough ammunition around to reasonably take care of the overwhelming numbers. This is just a chaos simulator anyways. There's no technique to gameplay like this, or not that I can tell. The same is true for the other maps, however this next one is the best of the bunch. This is Arcade Map 1, and it's a short-lived blast. More so if you use cheats. Max out your weapons first because you won't get much of them otherwise. I'm not sure what makes this map so enjoyable for me. It's effectively the only reason I install this mod from time to time. The skybox is peaceful. The environment is easy to navigate. The music, from Second Encounter, fits really well. The pacing is chaotic, but not so much that it's overwhelming. Spawns feel appropriate, and while occasionally difficult, it's usually your fault if you die early into it. Very colorful, very fun. Just wish the rest of the mod was like this. Arcade Map 2, Sundown. Jeez, lighten up on the bloom. And the exposure. How do you release something in this state? This isn't playable. Nobody liked you anyways, Dino. The last map is called 1000 Plus Enemies Demo, and it's like if Serious Sam went open world. Very interesting concept, although I believe this is more of a testing ground. Enemies are pasted all over, some being spawned as you navigate to specific areas. There are many temples scattered about which usually have items inside, like a new weapon. Takes an awfully long time to collect them though, even with the rare Serious Speed pickup. What this map needed was a vehicle, which Serious Sam 2 already has, mind you. Just a matter of putting one there.
Hammy?
Giant Gunnar. Oh my god. Why is the frame rate dropping? What the hell is going on over there? Holy shit, it's all shaman. Well, 1000 plus enemies, I guess. Except they're friendly. I think we're almost done here. There's this other temple with a friendly Gunnar inside, and moments later he starts talking to you.
Stop! This is no time to argue. You can do that later. If there is going to be later.
This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's time to get rid of this evil once and for all. Are you ready?
Then a bunch of reptiloids spawn, followed by Clear and Wearable. I don't believe there's an end to this. If there is, go ahead and be the first to find out. There are a few videos on Budamaster's old channel showing levels that he never released. He promised unique content in future revisions, but since the project was abandoned, we never got to see the stuff. Budamaster was clearly fooling around with the game to see what he could do with it, which makes it charming in a way. However, there is virtually no reason to play this beyond my own personal nostalgia. Okay, whew, finally talked about classic Serious Sam 2. It has been years. Never thought it'd be a good video subject on its own. Glad to have finally gotten around to it. Serious Sam 2 Renovation, released in 2017 by AR2R Devil Pinky. Yeah, a whole 10 years after the last one. Serious Sam 2's modding scene hit rock bottom for a while. This mod helped to bring some attention back to it. I reviewed this many years ago, but it has since been updated a couple times. This would be my first time trying it outside of the development of that video. I'm aware that a lot of my original complaints were addressed, which is awesome. T-mechs were something I criticized last time. The classic model with a golden retexture looked a bit amateur. Now we have this beast, and that thing is intimidating. Renovation is, negotiably, the most high-quality mod that was ever released for the game. Several previous attempts were made by community developers to improve Serious Sam 2, for the most part failed to do so. But this one was made by a guy who clearly understood what it would take to make the game more satisfying. For once, it isn't intended to just replicate the classics. This was made from the ground up to be a superior Serious Sam 2 experience. To summarize it, Renovation has new effects, including gore, the Xbox HUD, as it really should have used from the start, and redesigned weapons with new animations. Perhaps most importantly, it removes those terribly annoying clowns and replaces them with new kamikazes. Let's quickly go through the weapons. For the chainsaw, a hand was introduced. The Colts have a new model and sound. The The zap gun seems to be the exact same to me. The auto shotgun now has shells that fire out of the returning barrel. The double shotgun has a hand, and since the last version I played, the animation was changed. Overall better, I guess. The Uzis have been remade to actually look like Uzis now. New sound, too. The minigun is a new model and rips through ammo like a mofo. The rocket launcher's screen was repaired, and I now remember that in pre-release, these were meant to signify that the weapon is ready to shoot again. No idea if that was related to any kind of mechanic, but nonetheless, it was brought back, and also works for the grenade launcher. The pulse rifle has a new view model position, I guess? The sniper rifle has a hand now. Get back here, you son of a bitch! The cannon has a new model, and lastly, so too does the Sirius bomb. Serious Sam 2 Renovation is awaiting an eventual update that can be used with version 2.090 on Steam. I can't wait to see what the future holds for this thing. Back when I first tried the mod, I considered it to be the best way to play Serious Sam 2. In my opinion, it still holds that title. Renovation doesn't change anything that people liked, instead improving on the objectively mediocre stuff. Or maybe that depends on your preference. Do you like clowns? No, you don't. Objectively mediocre. Renovation is a really good mod. To quote the developer, it's the same game, but better. Serious Sam 2 Overhaul was developed in 2020 by Sashex, who's one of the guys responsible for the 2.090 update. Fittingly, the mod was updated to work with this version. As is a feature with the update, Overhaul lets you dual-wield separate weapons, making it unique among the rest. At least until Renovation gets updated. Overhaul has a big focus on balancing. Notably, enemy and weapon behavior improvements, cosmetic differences, and campaign bug fixes. I've heard people refer to it as a charming, yet cheaper alternative to the Renovation mod. Considering it's made up of half repurposed, half original content, I'd say that's accurate. Renovation is more technically impressive, but that doesn't mean Overhaul isn't worth taking a look at. It has many appealing qualities, such as classic enemies. Even he removed the clowns. There are familiar weapon models, improved atmosphere in select levels, and many other tweaks. Imagine if the earlier classic Serious Sam 2 had an actual game plan, it'd probably look something like this. Overhaul might be the closest we ever get to a classic experience in Serious Sam 2, of course considering that this game will never be a one-to-one, as it's simply too different. It's a subject I've gone over countless times in past videos, so I won't bother to explain it again. Beyond its glimmering first impression, Overhaul has a lot of oversights that make it a nitpicker's nightmare. The choice of weapon models here establishes conflictions with art design. Many of them are from other Serious Sam games, and we all know at this point how the series is a constant back and forth. Surprisingly, the most recently made model from Serious Sam 4, the laser gun, kinda fits. Though I did notice an issue when walking backwards and firing. There's a lighting effect which takes up a lot of your viewing space. Then there's the new Uzi model, which is cool, though the serious damage graphic wasn't applied properly. Oh lord. Reptiloid's got this Santa Fe lean thing going on. They bleed red as well. It's supposed to be green. At what point do nitpicks become important, is my question. As they pile up, do they carry weight? Overhaul is fun. There are good qualities here. What works for you may be a matter of preference in this case. Still, for a more classic-oriented experience in Serious Sam 2, this is the best choice. For now. If Renovation is meant to bring Serious Sam 2 into the future, Overhaul is meant to keep it in the past. Modern or classic? You decide. Serious Sam 2 Xbox PC mod. Alright, this one's just for the meme. Released by AR2R Devil Pinky and Freaknik in 2020, this mod aims to replicate the joys of the Xbox port on PC. As someone who first experienced Serious Sam 2 on an Xbox, I can vouch for how bad this port was. Oh, and don't think I'm the only one who thinks so. Check out the mod's dang trailer. God, this reminds me how much I didn't like Serious Sam 2 when I first played it. Environments, flat. Gore, basic. Sound effects, only so many will play at a time, so often your weapons will go silent. And with that said, it's a surprisingly accurate mod. I'm not sure why it exists, but I'm glad it does. I would compare directly with an Xbox copy, but who the hell kept that thing? Not me. There are a few noteworthy things about the Xbox version that I might as well point out. Orcs used completely different sound effects. I have no idea why they changed them. They're by all means superior to the reused beheaded sounds they pitch shifted. From a distance, most items will glow, which I believe was done so that players still using CRT displays would be able to see them. I'm not sure if the game's models were affected, but their textures certainly were. Everything looks ugly in comparison to the base game. Well, all I can say now is that there's no reason to pick up an Xbox copy anymore. Everything you don't want is now available on PC for all to groan at. So, those were the Serious Sam 2 mods. That isn't to say we've covered everything. Most of the total conversion projects were addressed, but there are a few more out there that I didn't bother with. Consider the following my big dumb opinion, but I think the amount of enhancement projects for Serious Sam 2 speaks volumes about the game itself. I'm not here to tell you that Serious Sam 2 was bad, honestly, it's not. But these efforts prove to me that everyone had their fair share of issues with it. I don't believe any other Serious Sam game out there got so many standalone projects designed to improve its experience. So, which mod was your favorite? Any in this list that you've played before? What did you think of them? Leave a comment and we can all discuss this further. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you Frame Raiders in the next video.
Yeah, Frame Raider.